What's going on, everybody? Zach McKenna here with the Midwest Maniacs, formerly the Paintball Maniacs, and today I'm bringing you guys a paintball gun review video on the new Dye M3 Plus 2.0. So let's get right into this. So based on the title of the video, this is a review video, and I'm basically going to be giving you guys my overall opinion on the gun, talk about the gun from top to bottom basically, and just let you guys know some of the features on it, the specs, and what all comes with the gun itself if you are thinking about purchasing this marker. So overall opinion, honestly, it's awesome. I'm a big Dye fan, and I've always loved their markers in general, so there's a little bias there probably, but I picked this gun back up, let's see, end of November, so right after Thanksgiving, first week of December. I actually ordered this gun off of ansgear.com, and unfortunately it was a pre-order item, so I did a lot of waiting for this to come in, and finally after a couple weeks of waiting, I finally got it middle of December, right around like Christmas break or so. And I was ecstatic, you know, I was really looking forward to getting it. And so of course, once I got it, I had to go out and test it and use it and see how it is, right? So I went up to my local paintball field, which is Blast Camp Paintball and Airsoft, which is located in Hobart, Indiana. And for those of you that do not know, that is located in Northwest Indiana. And I myself am from Crown Point, so if that kind of like, if there's any familiar faces watching this, that's kind of where I'm from. All I did for paintball was just open play. It was nothing special. I just did it with a bunch of walk-ons, and actually, believe it or not, I went out there with my best buddy who I've always played baseball with. I've grown up with him since I've been 6 to 8 years old, and we've always played baseball, traveled baseball together, and him and I went out there, and we're crazy. I mean, we don't care what kind of weather it is. It was, I want to say when we went, it was 23 degrees out. There was snow everywhere, like snow piles. We're walking in snow. Freezing rain and sleet is coming down, and the gun was awesome. Like I just said, my opinion, it is freaking awesome. Super efficient, super light, very quiet. It's very gentle on the paint, and it met all my expectations, honestly, and it held its own in the tough weather conditions. I mean, I was out there diving in the snow, rolling around, and the snow coming down was like freezing and sticking to the gun, and at the end of the day, it worked flawlessly. So it's pretty awesome, and I was very pleased with it. So with that out of the way right now, let's go ahead and get right into this and tackle this. So when you pick one of these up, the Dye M3 Pluses, they do come with a wireless charging mat, which you can see right here. So let's go ahead and unbox this for you and let you guys take a look at what this is. So I do have this open already, right here. So take this out, and that, we'll set that aside over there. So this is the wireless charging mat for the gun itself. So as you can see, it's got a cutout / silhouette of the gun itself right here, and this is the charging pack right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the cord that comes with the wireless mat. It's your standard typical USB cable. This could plug into an iPhone block or any type of USB outlet, and then you're going to take the other end right here, plug it into the bottom of the charging pack right here, and then you just set your marker right on top of this and it will charge. So that is one nice thing about this paintball gun. I know a lot of markers are slowly starting to get away from that with today's generation of paintball, but yeah, this gun doesn't take any type of 9-volt batteries or any other type of batteries like that, so it's pretty nice to just have a wireless rechargeable battery. So that is the charging mat itself. And now let's go ahead and get into the bread and butter of this video. So we got the gun itself right in here. As you can see, this is the M3 Plus case. It has the name of the gun right here. It's got the Dye logo right on the front, and it's kind of indented. So it's a pretty nice case. It's firm. As you can tell, it is a hard case, which is always nice to have. So it definitely will protect your gun. So if you're throwing this in your gear bag is getting tossed around, you're at the airport traveling and baggage claim is just manhandling your bag or something spills, this case will protect your gun from anything inside your gear bag. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So the first fact I will talk about is the overall price of the gun. This gun retails for around $1,600. I like to group this gun into 3 categories, like standard color category, and then right after the standard color, you kind of have like your special like patterns and different like prisms and colorways like that. And then their last category is their limited edition custom team series guns. So standard edition, which is your typical like black, red, blue, green, silver, stuff like that. That's going to retail at $1,595, so $1,600. The next step up, if you want to get like a prism or like a different fancier color, that one is going to be $1,700. And then lastly, the big dogs at the end of the spectrum for $1,800. You have 2 signature team guns based off of 2 professional paintball teams, which is Team Ironmen by Dye, which is Dye sponsors them, and the Russian Legion, who also are sponsored by Dye. I myself picked up a Ironman colorway, and it is pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. I'm definitely pleased with the overall colorway that I chose, and yeah, so those are the different price points of this gun. Like I said, any type of retailer, ANS Gear, Dye's website, any type of paintball store, that is what the price will be running at. So if you are someone out there that's on the fence contemplating whether or not it is worth picking this up, hopefully this video will help decide whether or not this marker is meant for you. So we do have this opened up already. So the top part of the case, it's going to come with your barrel and 2 barrel backs. Both are different bore sizings, so you get 2 barrel backs with this. And then you have your USB charging cable right here, extra spare parts kit right here, quick start owner's manual, so basically kind of like boot up the gun and kind of like teach you the basics of it. And then the warranty card is placed right on top. Bottom half of the case, you get the marker itself, which is what we are all dying to see. You get your Dye slick lube, your barrel cover, and where's it at? Oh yeah, right underneath you do get a USB. This USB is meant for any type of software updates for the gun. You have to download it on Dye's website from your computer and keep your software up to date. And then it also comes with Dye's new multi-tool, which is like their flex face tool. So it does come with that. So let's actually go ahead and start at the top with the barrels. So Dye uses the ULS series for their barrels. So this is their new boomstick. This is the ultra light series. That's what the ULS stands for. 2-piece barrel. Your 2 bore sizes are 688 and 684. Your 688 is like your standard typical bore size that most paintball guns come with, just because it's a safe size that basically guarantees it'll work and fit for whatever type of caliber paint you're shooting. I myself personally recommend to use the 8.4 insert, 684. With today's generation of paintball and the way paintball has been progressing, the paint has actually gotten a lot smaller, so your 8.4 insert is probably going to be the better recommendation to use. So let's go ahead and screw this right in together. The tip itself is 8 inches, yeah, so basically this is what the boomstick looks like. So as you can tell, this is the Ironman colorway. It's got the Ironman logo all up and down the barrel. It says Ironman. Ironmen is engraved into the barrel itself with the logo, and so that's what the barrel looks like. Now, some of you may be wondering, I don't know, maybe you have an older version of a die gun or a marker like a DM14 or a DM12 or something like that. I myself actually owned a DM12 and have die's old boomstick, which is what they used to use. So I'll go ahead and screw this together. And as you can tell, the new M3 Plus barrel is longer than their old previous boomstick, and some slight changes that they did make on this is the actual milling itself. So I'm going to go ahead and put these up here, and I hope this comes out clear on the video. This barrel, they have it indented some, kind of, instead of having it perfectly straight on like this. I'm not sure if you could tell, but if you can, basically the new barrel over here, they shaved it in some, so it is a little update on their boomstick compared to their older model. And what this basically does is it decreases weight. This is actually pretty light, and by having it a little concaved in a little bit and shaved off some of the alloy or metal that it's made out of, it makes your overall marker tons and tons a lot lighter. So if you go ahead and like screw this into your gun, it'll just be a lot better performance. The actual milling and porting itself has also changed from the older barrel. You won't be able to tell, but the porting is different. They do have added holes in the very back tip of the barrel, so that helps disperse gases being directed from every time you pull the trigger from your gun. So once again, it makes it more efficient and quiet and a lot more smoother on your paint. So that is the barrel, and let's go ahead and put this back in. And let's now move into the actual bread and butter itself, which is the gun. So let's take this out, close this, and put that over there. All right, so as you can see, this is the gun itself. I'll kind of do a little 360 visual on it, let you guys take a look. So like I said, this is the Ironmen colorway. Very pleased with how it looks and how it turned out. I think has amazing detail on it. You know, it's got, like I already said, for the barrel, it's got the Ironman logos everywhere, and it's all around the gun. So I will basically now just talk about the gun, tell you guys some like the key features on it, and basically what you're paying for when you purchase a gun like this. So we'll go ahead and start with the front. The barrel's already taken care of. So if you're watching this video, you may be looking at this gun right now and be like, where are the external eye covers at? Like, does the gun have eyes? Yes, the gun does have eyes. They are internal. Die uses a eye pipe system. So if you go ahead, take your finger, put it right in through the front, eye pipe slides right out through the front. So this is Die's 4th generation of this. This is the, I think they call it the I4 pipe, I think is the actual technical name for this, but it's an eye pipe. It's the 4th generation. I actually do have an older eye pipe from Die here to kind of compare the differences. So this is the 3rd generation, and basically this one is not compatible with this gun at all. So do not think that you could mix and match these. The main difference with the 4th generation is these ball detents on the side of the pipe itself are individual. So if one cracks, one breaks, needs to be replaced, you only have to pop out the one that is actually damaged. As opposed to the older eye pipe, this is the 3rd generation. This is meant for your Die matrix guns. So your DM 8 through 14, I believe, is what this eye pipe is used for. Same concept. It does have the ball detents, however, it is a full ring, so both these detents are one piece. You take it out and the whole thing comes out. So not compatible, but it is an upgrade for the M3 Plus. So this is the, like I said, the 4th generation for the eye pipe. Slide that right back in, like so. Come on, let's see if we can fit this in here. All right, there we go. All right, got it. Let's see. We'll stick with the front, so we'll move on to the top now. So this is nothing special, just your standard typical clamping feed neck as so. The nice thing about this feed neck is, well, first of all, it is toolless. You don't need an Allen key to like adjust the tightness or how loose you want to make it to fit your hopper on top. It does have a nice thumb wheel right here, and the thumb wheel does have grooves and indents to help you turn it a lot easier, so you could just literally go like that and it will move. Moving on to the back of the gun. The nice thing about this gun that I really like is it is basically pretty much toolless. This gun requires hardly any Allen keys unless you're going to be like gutting something on the gun like the regulator and be going in. It is toolless. So to remove this bolt, there is a button right here, and as you can see, you could push it in. I'm actually going to just do it this way because it's easier from my angle to do it. But basically, you're going to push this in, and the bolt slides right out. So this is Dye's new bolt, which is called the FL21, and the FL is their Featherlight series, and the name speaks for itself, basically. So what they basically integrated with this marker from older versions that has been basically upgraded is the bolt tip itself. The tip is actually rubber, and it is their new flex face tip, and it is very soft on your paint. So if you are a tournament paintball player, or you're a very like aggressive style player and you're shooting high-end paint that's super brittle, well, this bolt will kind of go hand in hand with that because it is a soft tip, and it will reduce your chances of breaking a ball in your breech from the bolt moving forward. So that is pretty nice. It's just as I took it out, it's just as simple to put back in, slides right back in, push up a button and clicks, and that's how you take the bolt out. The grips to access the gun internally, Dye calls them their sticky grips, which basically means they are toolless grips and can be removed without any Allen keys. There are no screws that you have to undo to remove the grips. Literally, if you want to get access to the regulator, the grips slide right off as so. And this is the regulator on the gun. Their most current regulator that this gun uses is called the Hyper 6S regulator. Super efficient. Not going to really be going into much detail about this other than that after, I believe the manual says around 70,000 shots is when this has to be serviced and maintained, so I'm not going to be going into this and stripping it out to like show you guys, but after 70,000 shots, basically you got to take care of the regulator. But as you can see, super easy to access if you do need to get something taken care of in here. The operating pressure for the gun is super low as well. I want to believe it's around like the 110 to 120 range. I think mine was currently operating at around like 112, so it was pretty efficient. So we'll slide this right back on, and it snaps right on. This is Dye's mag reach trigger. It can be adjusted through the settings in the gun. There is a settings option where you can adjust the trigger sensitivity as well as the angle of the trigger and how light it is to pull it. And as you can see, there are two little holes right here to adjust. Trigger is pretty nice. I like it. I kind of like the little indent it has of like the 2 style trigger. It's pretty good for feathering, so overall pretty solid. A second option for charging this gun is, say you don't want to like use the wireless charging mat. There is a little, let me pull this out, little groove right here that says USB. this opens up and you could actually directly plug the cable into this and then plug the other end of the charger into the wall. So it's like, instead of laying it on the mat, you could just have it directly plug your gun right into the cable. That is another option of how you could charge it. So there is other ways you could like charge the battery for this, so you don't have to always just like use the wireless charging mat, but it is a nice option to have. Moving down, we do get a nice readout screen, basically to go in through like the settings and tell you all the features on the gun itself. There really isn't much to get into that. And then finally, moving on to the very bottom, this is Dye's Slap ASA. Super neat and super efficient. Literally, to gas the marker and power it, you'd screw in your air tank and then literally, boom, just like that, gases the marker. To degas the marker, you literally just go to the bottom and degas it as so. So that is basically everything there is to know about this gun. Overall, I think it is a very, very nice and solid gun. Definitely happy with my purchase. So that's basically everything I have on this video. If you do want to see other videos, I do realize that this is my first YouTube video that I am making. It's kind of a goal that I have for 2022, is to kind of start getting into like the YouTube industry. So I do realize that there are better videos out there that you could watch that probably go into way more detail and way more depth of what this gun could actually do, with better quality, better sound, better lighting, like better background. Like, I'm literally doing this in my basement. So if you did watch this video and stick with me through it, and I know it's probably cringy, but I would definitely appreciate a like on the video. I will answer comments if you do have any comments or questions about the gun. I am trying to make a YouTube channel, so if you want to subscribe, go ahead, please do so. I would love that. I do plan on making future videos. I actually won a free gun from A&S Gear through their Christmas giveaway, which was an Empire Axe 2.0. So I do plan on reviewing that gun as well. And then later on down the summer, once I get done with my spring semester of college and baseball, once I come home for the summer, I do plan on playing paintball over the summer, and I will be making a what's in my 2022 paintball gear bag video. So that is kind of some of the ideas that I have moving forward. So if that sounds interesting to you, please feel free to stick around, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Peace.